all about, and I'm sorry, what is this?
We're going to record this, Charles.
Okay.
And if you want to start sharing your screen now, you can do that. I've given you capabilities again. If you have any presentation to share.
Okay. What about now?
We can see you, but do you have a presentation to share or?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. We kind of got off track with the days from the dates and everything, and I'm at work. So I'm just going to start off and kind of go through the part of from the beginning. This is all about being conservative and saving energy on your field, and I'm gonna start off with the doors, and we want to make sure we keep our home kind of like an envelope and sealed real tight, and that helps us conserve energy. So with our doors, we always want to caulk and seal around our doors from the outside and inside, and also you want to stand back from your door and close it and look at standing from the inside of your home to see if you can see any daylight. And if you do, that means that you have air, heat and cold seeping from the inside. And what you want to do is make sure that door is weather stripped. Okay, so you can get your weather stripping from Home Depot or Lowe's. It costs a little or nothing, and just weather strip all the way around. And also you can put a door at the bottom of that door if you have any air infiltrating from the bottom, and make sure that you seal air from coming in that way. Any question on the doors? Okay. So my next one would be the windows. How we seal our windows is back, and sometimes windows, they get old after maybe 15 years. And what we want to do is seal those windows by caulking, sealing around, all the way around your windows from the outside and inside. Now, also, you can keep the sunlight or the cold air from coming in if you have older windows. You can also put up plastic, which most people don't want to do that. But you also can buy thermocouple curtains from Walmart for a little nothing, maybe $30, $40, $50. And you can put those curtains up and they will block out a lot of cold air in the winter and a lot of heat from the sunlight in the summer as well. Next would be our air conditioning unit. Okay, on an air conditioner in your closet or maybe in the attic, for some homes, you want to make sure that your plenum box is sealed with UL 181 tape, or you can use the paste to paste it on, which lasts a little longer. And also you want to change that filter every 30 days, which will help you save on your equipment and make it last a lot longer. When you change that filter, if you buy a 30-day filter or a 60-day filter or a 90-day filter, just make sure that you change that filter during that day that filter says. And also, you want to make sure that that condenser unit is outside, especially when you mow in the yard or weed eating. When you got the air conditioner running, it sucks in a lot of the debris and dust and dirt. And what Mlgw recommend is that, get a water hose, go out there and spray around the radiator part, knock that debris and dirt away from out of there. It helps the unit breathe better. It lasts longer for lower maintenance when you do that as well. And make sure that those lines are insulated as well. The hot and cold line that's running from the air conditioning unit. And next I want to go to the water heater. On your water heater, if you have electric or gas, make sure that your hot and cold lines are insulated as well. You can get the insulation from Home Depot or Lowe's for a little nothing, and just wrap those pipes up and maybe wrap some tape around them to seal them if it's not tight, and that'll help control the temperature of the water heater. Now, we want to make sure that if you got electric water heater, you can put a blanket around there, and that'll help seal the heat in the electric water heater well. And also, you don't want to put a blanket around your gas, because your gas might catch on fire. But set your temperature. Mlgw recommends that you set the temperature at 125 to 130, and that way that'll help save on your utility bill as well. Now, depending on where your water heater is located at, if it's in the attic, that's not in conditioned space, so it's like being outside. So whatever you have that temperature set on now, that's what that water heater is going to try to that tank is going to keep that water in there at that degree. So if it dropped down to 30 and 20 degrees, you know it's going to kick on. So you don't want to, you can't wash your hands or take a shower in hot scalding water. So if you got to turn it all the way up on 150, 160, it's just a waste, and it's going to kick on all the time, electric and gas, and it's going to run your bill up a little bit. So we kind of want to keep that turned down. Next would be your insulation. You want to make sure that the attic is insulated well, and we want to make sure that our ducts are also insulated well in the attic that runs to your plenum box. All right. Also, I'm going to talk about the water. We want to make sure that when we flush our commode, that we don't want our commode to continue to run, because then your water bill is going to go up. So what we want to do is make sure that we have a new flush kit in there, where our flush kit is working properly like it should, and you flush it and it stops running. Also, we don't want any leaks from the sink or the bathtub or the shower. We don't want any leaks. We want to make sure that we always address those issues if we see any drip drops. Also, I want to talk about the aerator. The aerator is what you use that screws up under this faucet of the faucet, and we have what we call low rate airflow. And what that does is it kind of compresses the water flow, and it uses it reduces your flow about 30%, and also it uses maybe 2 gallons per minute. But if you use a regular, use about 2 gallons a minute, but the aerator would use about 1.5 gallons per minute, and that'll help you save on your utility bill as well. Also with the shower head too as well. If that basically kind of covers it, I think. I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. The furnace, your heater, it's the same way as the air conditioner. You want to make sure that the pillar block is sealed, and you want to make sure that we change the filter in there. I've said that. Also, let's look at our lifestyle that we live in our homes. So some people are single, some people have a home, are married with children, and maybe sometime when people leave home, no one is there, and maybe someone is there all day, depending on your lifestyle or your household. So we want to make sure Mlgw recommends that you keep your thermostat set on for the summer 78, and for the winter 68. Now, some people can't do that, or they don't want to do that because they say, well, that's too, if I set my thermostat on 68 in the wintertime, I'll be cold. Well, it's some more issues that you can address to get there. And what we recommend, going back to what I said, if your attic is insulated well, and the windows are caulked and sealed, and the doors are weather stripped like they should be, and you got your curtains up or plastic or whatever you need, that'll help you get to that 68. And same thing in the summertime. You want to make sure that you set it on 78, and turn your ceiling fans on and circulate the air in your home. And that way, when you come home, it don't take much to cool your home up if you've been gone all day and no one's there, because you don't want to leave and just let your furnace, just let your heat or your air run, and you just cool and warm up furniture the complete time while you're gone. It's just waste. So we don't recommend that you cut it completely off, but we do recommend that you set it on 78 in the summer and 68 in the winter. And that will help you kind of lower that utility bill a lot. And make sure if you have a fireplace as well, just make sure that you keep that damper closed, and if you're not using it, and that'll help keep you from losing air and heat coming in and out of your home. So do I have any questions? Anyone got any questions for me?
Yeah, we had someone put in the chat. Can you repeat the 2 ways to seal around the doors?
Sure. You want to make sure that your weather stripping is tight from the inside. Weather stripping that goes inside the door frame where you close and open your door in. We want to make sure that we go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy some weather stripping to put inside that door. where where you can't see the daylight. If it's closed and you look outside, you shouldn't be able to see any cracks or daylight if there was scripting is on there properly. And it just screws. Some you can get that sticks on, some you can get that screw on, and put a door sweep at the bottom of your door, and that screws on as well. And you can get that from Home Depot, Lowe's. And all this is just doesn't cost that much. It really is somewhere under $50.
Yeah, that's great.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Does MLGW have a preference in, like, for attic insulation, rolled or blown? Is there a benefit to one over the other?
Yeah, it's a little benefit from one or the other, but it just depends on the home and what you can really afford to do. Now, the blown insulation is going to cost you a little more than rolling the bats out. Now, City of Code recommends that it's 30 R30. If you want to put insulation in your attic, we recommend R30. But you can get away with R25 if you're doing it yourself and you're not having an inspection or anything like that done. So you can do R25. So if you want to insulate your attic, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you buy your bats, you want to buy at least R25, the kind that you roll out and you lay them in, or you can rent the machine from Home Depot or Lowe's, and they'll give you a discount when you buy a bundle of that insulation. And you can have someone outside to feed the machine, and you can have someone up in the attic to blow it in. And we recommend that it goes to R38.
I've got a question, Charles. I've got a question. Are there any tax credits? Any tax credits out there available for people who are doing energy efficiency in their home?
I'm not sure if there's any tax credit or not. But we do have a program called Share the Pennies. That people, you have to qualify for that. But in the tax incentives for that, MLGW don't have, but you might can check with your local council. I'm not sure.
We have another question here.
I got a question while he comes up there, Joe, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So does MLGW offer an assessment of your home?
Sure, we do. We offer an assessment free of charge, and we'll come out and inspect your home, and we will give you some tips and take a look at everything: your air conditioning, heat unit, water heater, attic insulation, windows and doors, and we'll go over the whole step and tell you where you can better stay. Sure, and it's free of charge, and you can always call in and to MLGW and they'll take your name and information, and we'll put you in the system, and we'll call and set up you an appointment to come out free of charge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would y'all like that number for me to give it to you?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. That number is 901-528-4188. And that's the Energy Service Department here at MLGW, and the secretary will take your name and information and we will set you an appointment, call you to set up an appointment to come out.
I've got a couple of questions. One, I think everybody wonders about which way is the arrow supposed to point on the filter?
Sure. The filter, yeah, that's a good question. The arrow on the filter should be pointing to the motor of the unit. So if your motor's on
the furnace or away from the furnace?
It should be going to the furnace.
Toward the furnace.
Yes, if your motor's on the right side, then your arrow should be pointing to the right side, whichever side the motor's on, right, to the furnace.
Okay, the second question is, if you keep your thermostat real low in the winter so that you'll save energy, but you're freezing, is it helpful to have, or wasteful to have a small unit in your bedroom, for example, while you're sleeping, a plug-in unit?
Okay, you talking about a space heater?
A space, thank you. I went blank on the word space heater.
Yeah, sure. Now, space heaters are okay, but they are not really for to keep you warm. They only capable, you should use those at a certain amount of time. So let's say that you go into the bathroom to take a shower or take a bath, and it's cold, and you know you don't have much heat, or you be working whatever. Well, that space heater is for that amount of time, maybe 20 to 30 minutes. You don't want to use it for the warm up your whole bedroom or living room, or one over here and one over there in this bedroom or living room, because what's going to happen, they pull a lot of electricity, and it's going to run your electric bill up very high. They very high. I recommend, if it's any way possible, that you can use gas, because gas is 2 times cheaper than electricity. Please use gas instead of a space heater. I have a space heater and I put it in the attic, because I've experienced way in the past 10 years ago that by using those space heaters, they run your bill sky high.
Okay, and one more question, and this is about the HERS ratings. I was fortunate enough to learn about those when I was getting my green designation, which is all about helping people save on electricity and use the right products in their home. But what does HERS mean? Can you explain it to everybody?
Yes, HERS is a certified. That means that we are EcoBill certified. Have you ever heard of EcoBill before? Yeah, you know.
Well, I have, but a lot of other people probably haven't.
Okay, it's just certified HERS rater. That's it's in touch with the EcoBill. So what we do is we go out and we test homes to see what a leakage is in the home. That's what EcoBill are. And most EcoBill homes are built energy efficient.
And what does the acronym HERS stand for? The HERS. What do the letters stand for? The HERS.
Oh, the HERS. That's the man, I can't believe it. I have it right here. The energy,
heating efficiency.
you know what? Rating. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back with you on that, because it really slips my mind. I'm sorry about that.
I can't remember all of the letters either, so I was hoping you would refresh me.
Yeah, it's energy. It's energy service. Right? That's what it is. Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple simple questions. One thing you didn't mention about keeping the cold air out. We have a Dodge Drafter, which is cute, but it's just something that's a roll that goes at the base of the door. And I don't know if it's just cute or if it's actually doing much business, but when you pull it away from the door, it's cold. So I assume it's helping a little bit. Are you familiar with those?
Can you repeat that? You say you have one at the bottom of the door now?
Yes, it's something you could buy anywhere. It's called a Dodge Drafter. Or draft dodger, I'm sorry. But anyway, it's just like a fiber roll that you put up to the door. And you didn't mention it, but I was wondering if you had an opinion whether that actually does any good. When you pull it away from the door, you can feel the cold. So I assume it's helping up a little bit.
But okay, when you have it up there, you don't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, but
I'll send you a picture.
Okay, and it's probably the same as the door sweep if it's blocking the air from the bottom, just the bottom door, right?
And then the other thing is, can you talk about the efficiency of light bulbs, and does it really make a difference if you get rid of the old incandescent bulbs and replace everything with LEDs?
Sure, yeah. The CLFL light bulbs, they last 10 times longer than the regular light bulbs. They also give off less heat. Now, a good thing about them too is that they use 75% less energy than the regular light bulb does. And they also, 25 watt is also the equivalent as 100 watt, the CFL light bulbs. And you still get the same brightness out of both of them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Any other questions? Joe, ask Charles if you would here.
Come on up.
Charles, you mentioned that 68 degrees is really a great temperature to keep during the winter months. each degree that you raise the temperature on your thermostat, how much effect does that raising on the average home, does it affect your bill that you get at the end of the month from LG&W?
It's about 6%, about 6% more.
For each degree?
So each degree that you, if it's wintertime and we recommend 68, for every degree that you go up above that, it's gonna be 6% more.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, we've learned a lot.
Don't tell my husband that.
Okay, I
I'm
promise. I
cold.
won't.
I'm cold already. Don't tell him that.
Hey, Joy, could you ask about payment programs, paying average that they offer?
Charles, we had a question from my lovely wife about payment programs. If you can average bill your payment, I suspect that's what she was leading to. Can you talk about the payment program that LG&W has?
Are you talking about the budget billing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. The budget for the budget billing, you have to call in the customer service number on your utility bill, and tell them that you want to apply for that budget billing. They can set you up and transfer you to the right department to set you up to where you can get on that budget billing. And what it is that they'll take the last 5 years of your utility bill, somewhere in there 3 to 5 years, or the last couple of years, and kind of average it out and see what you've been paying. And they will give you an amount of what you're going to pay for the rest of that year. So if it averaged out to $300 a month, from January to December, you would pay that $300 a month. But now at the end of the year, if you're over and you've used more, if you use more utilities, then you'll have to pay the difference. And the same thing, if you are under the amount, then they will credit you that amount back. So really, that's what kind of budget billing is. And some people do use it because it helps a lot. You just have to monitor your usage kind of a little closer so you won't go over too far.
Just real quick, we've heard the weather forecast for tomorrow, and they're already predicting power outages. Do you have any simple tips to give us to try to retain the heat that we have in our house, or survival tips that you would recommend?
Well, I recommend that you want to keep your cabinets open, of course. Bathroom cabinet, kitchen cabinet, so your pipes won't freeze. You want to just make sure that if I have any curtains, I would close them, because then it's not going to matter if the sun come in to warm up your home or not, and that'll kind of keep the cold air out. And if it's going to freeze, I would think basically simple tips that the news kind of give us, our local news. Just make sure you leave your faucet dripping a little bit so your pipes won't freeze in that way. Go ahead and turn your heat up maybe just a little bit, maybe 1 degree or 2, because I know 6 to 8 is cold and the temperature dropping real low to freezing point, and we don't want anything to freeze or anybody to be cold too. So just kind of cut it up a little bit. When these extreme weather come for summer and winter, and we have these long streets where it's cold or it's hot, there's really nothing we can do but the best we can do with our home. And we have to budget for these events, because we know global warming is here. So what's going to happen? Our summer's going to get hotter, our winters are going to get colder, and we have to start budgeting for these, because the prices of gas, electricity go up, and people have to understand that you're going to use a little more during that time. No matter how much you got your home, still you're going to use just a little more. So them are the things that we can do. Make sure your damp on your fireplace is closed if you're not using a wooden fireplace.
All right. Any other questions?
Oh, somebody's got a question up there.
Oh, Mary Lou has a question. Mary Lou?
Okay.
Well, I guess it's a comment. We have these really nice bank of windows on the back of our house, which are lovely. But until we went to Home Depot and we found like stock curtains, They kind of fold, fold down or fold up. And I would say the temperature in that area could be 5 degrees difference by having them closed. And talking about this today just made me think about the front door. They're always so pretty on a lot of homes, lots of glass, not so much covering. I think I'm going to go out or put something up against it or something. What do you recommend for the?
Yeah, that's
when the temperature's going to drop like it's going to. These homes aren't built for the winter.
Right. And it just depends on what route you want to go with that. Like I said earlier, I have a patio door, and what I did, because it was facing the west and the cold and from the weather comes from the west a lot. I went to Walmart and bought those thermocouple insulation curtains. Now, when you close them, it's going to be dark. They don't let any sunlight in. It's going to be black, but they will keep the air and the heat out for those windows that you have. So I would recommend that the insulation curtain, the thermocouples curtains would be just fine for those windows that you want to cover up. If not,
Thanks.
just temporary, you can put that up if you want to, but most people don't like the plastic, and I don't either. But either way, with
If you get nasty ground, saying you're using too much water, if there's something.
Yeah. Charles, I recently, of course, I like to do a lot of watering, and occasionally I get one of those nasty grams that come in and say you're using too much water. Any particular time of day I should be watering. I hate to get my wife up at 4 o'clock to have her go out there and water the garden.
Also, I said if there's somebody that can come out and check.
yeah. Well, just a little bit that we can do for us to use water. Do you have a timer? Do you have a sprinkler system?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you kind of want to set that timer for just a 20 to 15 minutes, not too long, because those sprinkler systems, they have a lot of pressure, so they're going to use up some water. But really now, if you want to really save on it, TVA prices that come from Mlgw, where Mlgw gets its price from TVA, but you can use, it's cheaper to wash clothes 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. But now, because you have a lower rate, but if you use from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening, then you have a higher rate. Now, why do they set it like that? I have no idea, but that's the cheaper rate for you when using water from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
All right, so I guess we're asking if there's any other questions.
Well, any other questions? I know, Nick, when you and I are washing those clothes, I guess we'll have to wash them after 7 o'clock in the morning, right? Now we got to do it before.
He doesn't even know what the washers.
Well, let's give Charles a round of applause. I thought he did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm glad I could share the information that I have.
Well, thank you. It's been a real treat.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you.